So on this closing of a second season on the look, I really wanted it sort of to end with a really interesting DJ, someone that I've been sort of saving till the end. So for this last rendition of this second season, X3butterfly. Well, so X3butterfly is a DJ, Mexican American, someone that grew up in New York as well and sort of lived life as well in California. And living those two sort of coasts give you a different perspective of the culture as well, in terms of nightlife, workflow, and as well clubbing culture, and just the main differences in the lifestyle as well of living in both ends. And as well, someone that on 2015 started producing music, as something recreational, and in 2016 goes to Europe. So it might sound like a journey of just any DJ, but I will leave a link below so you can read the story and sort of the journey, that X3 went through. I feel it's a hard journey, and everything that happened was just another stripe to the tiger at the end. Everything that happened in X3's life was targeted towards DJing. I think that sort of DJing called this person instead of this person going to DJing. And yeah, in Europe as well, someone that lived in London as well, in Berlin, in countries like Greece and Denmark, different cultures as well, and all of that enriched sort of that knowledge that comes with music that gets integrated into art. As I tell you, X3 was someone that wanted to, not be a DJ really, sort of someone that wanted to evolve a career in art, in art performance, and as well other projects I can imagine. As I tell you, someone that has been deeply influenced by a lot of areas and contrast of art itself. Mix of cultures at the end will give you sort of a enlightenment as well. It can give you an illumination when it comes to understanding culture, music, and most likely if you're integrated or interested in art or associated, you will find the difference between culture to be really meaningful as well. So yeah, X3, I will say that has had a tough and a unique journey that has led, in this case, to becoming a DJ, and that's what I wanted to talk about mainly in this episode. So why it gets my attention as a DJ? Obviously, there's a lot of people that have cool, unique, amazing stories as well, and have unique concepts and things to stand for in something like techno that's so subjective, so abstract, so to the interpretation. Yet these people thrive in their philosophies or their styles or their beliefs. I remember the first time I stumbled a set of X3, I didn't have time to watch it, so I just saved it. And I said I need to save this. This DJ is mixing really cool vibes here. I felt like were just vibes there to dance. And when I started listening to the other sets, I was mesmerized. I believe that X3 has this sort of special ability, obviously, that has been worked upon. And basically, if you analyze a set and you pick up all the music genres that were played or the musical concepts, you will fastly realize that everything is really sort of, I will say, recent and new. And just having that ability of mixing dubstep with house, techno, dance, electro, and then mixing it with industrial sounds and with modular sort of, melodies, and everything is basically perfect, on point. Just as I am listening to another techno DJ that's really experienced, the difference is the genres in itself. It's not easy. I would say that's the hardest thing to do, is what X3 is doing. Just mixing real sort of techno genres that have been part of the club life, of the club culture, and it's not easy to curate all those genres and at the end just create a set that is not difficult to understand, but as well is elevated, has the concepts there, and something that's groovy, that has dynamics, that, you know, sort of this ground that's been building is interesting, and changes of melody, and it's sort of navigating you through these sort of cool transitions as well. And just feel like X3 is next generation DJ. It's really interesting. As I tell you, it's a really well balanced DJ, you know, and I love it. And you know, there's this piece on as well on the interview that says like, X3 needed it to transcend in order to bring an experience. And it's really beautiful, you know. Sorry if I get a little bit like overboard here, but I love as well sort of the concept that goes around it, you know, sort of in this case, transcending to bring an experience for me is sort of that transition of evolving really, and what truly is evolution. It's even inherited in that name, you know, in the three personas of X3 and Butterfly being the sort of symbol of evolution. It's that realization that there's a past and there's a present and there's a third persona lying there that is sort of the reminiscence of the two of them that exist, who you were and who you are. And once you become someone new, you evolve into something new. And when you want to be a club DJ, you need to separate yourself at times, you know. It's not like being an artist or being a performance DJ. You need to separate and bring that vibe to the club, which is the final conclusion you will get at the end, you know. And how X3 makes that philosophy perfectly in the praxis, but as well philosophically, you know, in the sense of separating, like transcending, and, you know, in this case, evolving, so an experience can be brought, you know. When you have an approach to club DJing, you know, most of the time is not only the tracks and the image of the DJ, or in the club you're trying to create as well a vibe, something that separates from the DJ, from everything, and you're just like laying the music and letting people just do what they have to do. Really, the club is something that's open every week, so you're trying to get a sort of consistent atmosphere there. So yeah, I love that concept. And yeah, I'll say recommend you as well a couple of sets that I like. Well, I will recommend you sort of a house set that X3 did at Sound Gallery, and this is from 2014. Of course, the Boiler Room at Paragon, New York. Man, here you see X3 at its element, and it's a great set. As I tell you, this is a sort of representation of what I've been talking to, you know, all these vibes, all these tracks. You pick that apart, there's like famous tracks, there is like tracks that you haven't heard, like vibes you feel familiar to, like, you know, everything there is so jammy, so groovy. Remember the first time I saw that set, I was just like eager just to see what was the next vibe, and when it ended I was like, what, it ended? Really enjoyed it, and I'm gonna leave you my favorite set, man. My favorite set is at Paragon as well. This is another set that was posted, and for me, this is a club rave, man. This is what you want in a club, really. Uh, a DJ that can bring you that vibe, that can bring you all that stuff, all that aura, that presence, everything. Just love that. That's how sort of I feel like a club DJ, you know, should handle himself as well in a wild environment. And I love it. I love it as well. And I recommend you that one. Yeah, so I really encourage you to read those interviews and as well just listen to those sets. X3 is really that type of DJ that you can just play those sets like on the background while you do whatever in your house, and it will be cool. I think that by far that's the most interesting and coolest DJ right now, and hands down. So what an honor to close this sort of second season with the lights of X3butterfly. People that redefine and reshape what DJing is like. For me, DJing was Swedish House Mafia, like Mike and Dimitri Vegas, of course. For me, it was like Richie Houghton and Carl Cox, which they don't even DJ anymore. Like they play with tractors and stuff like that, and modular or like machinery or different software. So really my perception of a DJ was a little bit lost due to what techno was at the moment, but I will always remember when I saw Lina Johnson and Martina Maya, what they were doing in techno that reshaped and redefined what a DJ truly was for me, and there was no turning back. And I always felt sure of, well, are only these two, but now I see that there's like a trinity or something like that. So till this day, I will say like sort of the DJs of our generation are Martina Maya, Lina Johnson, and Soriel McGill.